let's get into a new segment that we have had in our back pocket for a hot minute. I'm very excited to finally bring it to the public, called Respectful or Rude. Rude. Got to get deep with the voice on that one. Okay. Respectful or rude. Looking at some futures prices in the NFL, specifically looking at whether or not a team is going to make the playoffs. And if this is, it's a respectful number, it's understandable, it seems about right, or if it's just wrong.
Or just damn rude.
Yes, if it's just dang rude, how can we do this to somebody? So let's start with the ye old Houston Texans. No expectations for this squad, and their rookie quarterback and their new head coach aren't expected to be particularly high. But it's a $7 price. So you would bet $700 to win $100 back for this team to miss the playoffs. It's a division that's still supposed to be, not great.
Not great.
Like, is it that unlikely that they can't overcome?
I mean, you know what, Stormy? It feels like a lot of these situations are going to be both respectful and damn rude. Because, you got optimism out there in Houston right now. We got quarterback finally, you think. D'Amico Ryan's head coach, a lot of momentum, right? But there's so many unknowns still, and it's a terrible organization. So to me, it's both. It's respectful. I
like what you said. It's a terrible organization.
Right. It's respectful because it is minus 700. But I mean, it's probably rude though. It's probably rude to make you pay that much because this team's going to miss the playoffs.
I think so too. I have a lot of reason for optimism about the Houston Texans, I think, because I do feel like D'Amico Ryans should shore up this defense a bit.
Right.
I like C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, who they grabbed off the top of the draft. You add Devin Singletary in the run game, have Damian Pierce, get Robert Woods, looking at some other of their re-signed Laramie Tunsil. Noah Brown was a sneaky little ad there as well. Hopefully John Mechie is good. Their offensive coordinator also coming over, Bobby Slowick from San Francisco, who was fantastic against Kyle Shanahan. There's more reasons than not, I feel. And it is optimism season, don't get me wrong. But $7 seems pretty expensive, especially with fun fact. While, yes, the Houston Texans were 3-13-1 last year, they actually had a winning record in this division that you see in front of you in the AFC South. Right. 3-2-1 against division teams.
Yeah.
0-11 against everyone else. But if you step up in the division, who knows what could happen?
Well, the last few years, they've been competitive within the division too, right? I mean, the division's horrible too, by the way. But to your point.
That's why the Jags are minus 160 to win the division already.
Yeah, but to your point, I mean, pay that much for them to miss the playoffs, which everybody's anticipating them missing the playoffs anyway. That's why I think it's rude, from that
Jags
standpoint.
get a first place schedule. Texans get a last place schedule. Door's not closed, people. I can just see everybody sitting in their car driving around right now like, this girl's on the crack pipe. So let's move on to the next one. Respectful or rude? Ravens are minus 150 to make the playoffs. They have not missed the postseason since Lamar Jackson has been with the team. Should this number not be bigger?
Well, here's why. And they're getting a lot of respect, so I'm going to throw respectful because, I mean, it's Harbaugh. It's a cultured division. And it is Lamar Jackson with a new contract, no distractions that way.
He did show up at OTAs today, by the way. There we go.
Right, new offense.
No ankle tweak we know of for him.
No thigh contusion, nothing. So, yeah, I mean, we have a new coordinator situation, new offense, new players to get along with and bond with. And Ravens have never missed the playoffs since Jackson's been with the team. So it's just respectful. I just think the Bengals are going to be that kind of team, right, this year. And I think the Steelers are on the come up. So
I agree. And you've got a wild card in the Browns,
right,
as well.
Maybe. Depending on Deshaun.
Well, no, that's why it's a wild card. Because
the wild card. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun is a wild card.
Yes, that's what I meant there. That he could be a player that was one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league, like he was a few years ago.
Right.
Or he could be, still trying to figure out what life is like after missing in so much time on the football field. Like, that offense was not good last year. It's no secret. But this year, who knows?
And then throw in Stefanski, which he needs to be better this year, too, as a head coach. But no, I think that's respectful, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's very respectful.
Okay.
Given the division, like we said, the Steelers did so many good things to answer questions in the draft. Year 2 of Kenny Pickett. We know Tomlin and his record of always having over 500 seasons and being competitive and having potential for a playoff spot. So I think it's respectful that it's an odds-on number for them to make the postseason.
Exactly.
How about the Patriots? Minus 265 to miss the playoffs. I know they play in what could be the toughest division in football this year, but it's still Belichick. Respectful or rude?
Well, it is rude because it's Belichick, right? I mean, how the hell are you going to put that on Bill Belichick, the GOAT? Minus 265 missed playoffs. And, the thing about that thinking, though, too, right, is that implying that he's going to make the playoffs. Or is the wild card, here we go with wild card again, Mac Jones and that relationship along with O'Brien. I mean, it's an upgrade. Coordinator knows what he's doing. But this team could miss the playoffs, in my opinion, too, though. I know some people are high on Belichick and the Patriots and I guess adults in the room, if you will, from an offensive standpoint.
They have a tough
schedule.
Look at even their first 4 weeks of the season. Against a team that just played for a Super Bowl. You have the Dolphins, who are going to have, at least you would anticipate, Tua Tagovailoa healthy to begin with, and we know how productive they were when he was available at the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, anticipating that they get off to a good start, a team that's getting a lot of respect. And then the Cowboys, who are another team that people think very highly of. The Saints, even despite playing in the NFC South, and we all on paper kind of think of that division as so bad, have made significant improvements coming into this season. So it's not easy by any means. And I know the Patriots have one of the hardest schedules in the entire football league this year.
Is there a chance that the division can come down to where the Patriots are, though? Like, in other words, the optimism with Aaron Rodgers is not really materializing. It's not
The Bills take a step back, like a lot of people have anticipated.
We
end up getting the Mike White-led Dolphins.
Sure, right. Then the Dolphins with Tua, right? Exactly. So, I mean, if it comes down, and that's the situation right there, in terms of making the playoffs, it's a plus number, right? And I don't know. Here's where I understand the thinking. It seems like it's rude, but the conclusion of it all could be respectful.
Okay.
That's why I think there could be both of these, rude and respectful, but because we're dealing with Bill Belichick here.
Yes, and this is like you said, it's a very interesting division with a lot of unknowns. Since I mentioned the Saints in the NFC South, how about the Atlanta Falcons? Plus 125 to make the playoffs. They almost snuck in last year.
Right.
The division, again on paper, seems pretty wide open with the teams that you have there. I personally prefer the Carolina Panthers if I had to make a bet in that division as a longer shot, but plus 125, respectful or rude for Atlanta and their new stud running back, Bijan Robinson.
Right. Well, I think it's respectful.
And the easiest schedule in the league as well.
Sure. And comfort with that schedule, because the back end, 2 bad weather games at the Jets and then at the Bears, depending on what happens, right? 2 potentially bad weather games, but if you can run the football, that doesn't really matter. But look at how the schedule benefits the Falcons here. They just need to win maybe 2 more games. I'll throw in 3 more games this season to get to 10 wins to be comfortable. But if they get to 9 wins, I think that's respectful. Plus 125 to make the playoffs.
Last minute, so you get like 20 seconds each on these. Rams plus 250 to make the playoffs. Respectful or rude? I don't think that number's high enough.
It's not high enough. It's not high enough. Nope. We'll leave it at that.
Too much respect. Is that an option?
Sure.
Give me 5 to 1 on that, and then maybe I'll take a flyer. Actually, still probably not. Bears plus 160 to make the playoffs. A lot of people think Justin Fields could make that leap.
Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah. But, see, again, I know Jalen Hurts did it.
Right.
And I understand that proves that it's possible. But just because something's possible doesn't mean it's going to happen.
It's going to be probable, right? I mean, then the Division 2, you factor that in there as well. I think all these teams are pretty much even on paper, in my opinion. The difference is going to be the quarterback play.
The NFC North it's a weird division.
Yeah.
Life without Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers, to where they are the longest shot. So odd.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.